You don't need tricks or pickup lines to build real connections. What you need is presence, purpose, and emotional clarity. Today, I'm sharing 20 powerful Stoicism-inspired ways to connect with women on a deeper, more meaningful level. Let's get into it. Number 1. Be calm, not cold. Cut to a busy street. One person moves slowly, peacefully, while others rush past. We've been sold the idea that cool means being detached, unbothered, unavailable, but coldness is a wall. And walls don't attract, they push away. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy, has been misunderstood. It's not about killing your emotions, it's about controlling them, mastering them. So when something upsets you, you don't lash out. When someone tests you, you don't flinch. When a moment gets tense, you don't collapse under it. You stay grounded, not robotic, not emotionless, just calm, collected, present. But here's what people often miss. Being calm doesn't mean you're distant. It means your emotions don't control you. But your warmth, your humanity, that's still there. It's in your eyes, in your body language, in the way you make someone feel heard and safe. So the next time you feel the need to prove something, don't. Breathe. Be the calm in the chaos. You'll be amazed who starts gravitating toward that energy. Number 2, listen like it matters. Most people don't listen. They wait to speak. You've felt it before. You're telling someone something real, something vulnerable, and you can feel they're not really there. Maybe they're planning their response, or they're distracted, or they just don't care. Now ask yourself this. When was the last time you truly listened? Not to respond, not to judge, but just to understand. If you can do that, if you can really listen, you become different. You create space where someone feels seen, where they feel safe enough to open up. That's rare, and rare is attractive. You don't need fancy words or impressive stories. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Just silence, eye contact, presence. And when you do speak, your words will carry more weight. Because people will know you're not just talking, you're there. Number 3, don't perform, be real. We've all done it. Put on the mask. Tried to be funnier, cooler, more confident than we felt, and it makes sense. We've been told to sell ourselves, to be impressive. But here's what nobody tells you. Trying to impress someone usually does the opposite. You come off as nervous, uncertain, like you're asking for approval instead of offering connection. So drop the act. You don't need to perform. You don't need to play games. You don't need to win her. Just be real. Authenticity is magnetic. It's grounding. It tells the other person, this is who I am, and I'm okay with that. And when you're okay with you, other people start to feel okay around you too. You don't need lines. You don't need strategies. You need truth, self-awareness, presence. That's power. Not the loud kind, the quiet, steady kind that lasts. Number 4, be grounded in your values. In a world full of distractions, opinions, and pressure to go with the flow, there's something deeply attractive about someone who knows what they stand for. A man with values, a code, an inner compass. He doesn't need to force anything. He doesn't need to be loud about it. But people can feel it. You can feel when someone is grounded. They're not reactive. They're not needy. They don't compromise themselves just to fit in or be liked. Your values are your roots, and the deeper they go, the taller you stand. So ask yourself, what do I believe in? What will I not tolerate? What matters more than approval? The answers won't always come quickly, but when you find them, you'll walk differently, talk differently, live differently, and people will notice. Number 5, don't chase. Invite. Let's talk about energy. Because whether you realize it or not, you're always communicating something. When you chase, you communicate lack. When you invite, you communicate abundance. Chasing is constant texts, overanalyzing responses, trying to convince someone to like you. Inviting is different. It's peaceful, it's confident. It says, I like who I am. I know where I'm going. You're welcome to join, but I'm not stopping to beg. That shift in mindset changes everything. It puts the power back in presence, in creating a life, an energy, a vibe that others want to be around, that they feel drawn to, without pressure. You don't need to chase love. You need to become the kind of man love wants to chase. Number 6, ask intentional questions. Let's be honest. Most conversations stay on the surface. What do you do? Where are you from? Cool weather today, huh? Forget that. If you want to build real connection, go deeper. Ask questions that make someone think, feel, remember you. What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet? What excites you about life right now? These questions do more than create interesting conversation. They show intention, curiosity, presence, and they invite someone to open up in a way that's rare and powerful. Because most people are starving to be seen, to be heard beyond the surface, and if you can offer that, you'll stand out without even trying. Number 7, be comfortable with silence. Not every moment needs to be filled. Not every silence needs to be broken. We live in a noisy world, so silence can feel awkward or even threatening. But here's the truth. When you're secure in yourself, you don't fear quiet. You don't rush to fill the gaps. You don't panic when there's a pause in the conversation. Because you understand this. Stillness says something too. It says you're at peace. It says you're present. It says, I don't need to perform. I'm just here, with you. And that's rare. When you're comfortable with silence, you create space for something deeper to rise. Comfort, intimacy, trust. So let the silence speak. Sometimes it says more than words ever could. Number 8, respect her boundaries. Attraction isn't just about chemistry. It's also about safety. If someone feels like their boundaries won't be respected, they can't relax, they can't trust, and they definitely can't connect. Respect isn't weakness. It's emotional maturity. It's knowing that no doesn't mean rejection. It means respect me, understand me, see me as a full human being. And when you respond with understanding instead of ego, you build something real. So if she needs time, give it. If she sets a line, don't try to cross it. Show her you're someone who listens not just to her words, but to her values. Because the right kind of man doesn't push past boundaries. He protects them. Number 9, share your mission. There's something undeniably attractive about purpose, not perfection. Purpose. What are you building? What are you fighting for? What wakes you up in the morning, even when it's hard? You don't need to have it all figured out, but you do need to care about something. Because when you live with mission, you carry a different energy. You walk differently. You speak with conviction. You radiate direction. And that draws people in, especially women. Why? Because purpose is magnetic. Not in a flashy way, but in a grounded way. It tells the world, I'm not just drifting, I'm creating. On screen, women connect deeply with purpose. Know yours. So share your mission, not to brag, but to inspire, to connect. to invite someone into a life that means something. Number 10. Laugh together, not at each other. Humor is powerful. It breaks down walls, it builds trust, it makes life lighter. But there's a difference between laughing with someone and laughing at them. Sarcasm can be funny, but it can also hide insecurity. Mocking can entertain, but it can also cut. What people really remember is how you made them feel. So laugh together, be playful, share inside jokes, lighten the moment with her, not at her. Because when you create joy together, that's what bonds people. That's what stays long after the moment has passed. Number 11. Be honest, even if it's uncomfortable. There will be moments when honesty is easy, and moments when it isn't. When telling the truth means risking approval, risking rejection, risking being fully seen. But that's where intimacy lives. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. To say, I don't have it all figured out, or that hurt me, or even, here's what I'm really feeling. It takes strength to say what's real, especially when it's messy. But when you do, you create trust, you create depth. You show her and yourself that this connection is built on truth, not performance. Be honest, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's where real connection begins. Number 12. Practice non-reactivity. You will be tested by situations, by people, by your own ego. But what separates a grounded man from the rest is how he responds. Not reacts, responds. A Stoic man doesn't get pulled into drama. He doesn't need to win every argument. He doesn't confuse volume with strength. He breathes. He listens. He pauses. He chooses his response from a place of clarity, not emotion. When you practice non-reactivity, you become a rock in a storm. People feel safer around you, more grounded, more drawn in. Because in a world that's always triggered, the calm man is unforgettable. Number 13. Compliment her soul, not just her looks. It's easy to compliment someone's looks, and there's nothing wrong with telling her she's beautiful. But looks fade, surface fades. What lasts is how you see her soul. Compliment her depth, her kindness, her resilience, her laugh, her energy. Tell her what makes her unique in ways most people overlook. That's what makes her feel seen. And when you make someone feel seen, not just desired, you build connection on a whole other level. Because we all want to be appreciated, not just for what we are, but for who we are. Number 14. Stay present in conversation. Presence is powerful. It's also rare. In a distracted world, presence is felt. You don't need to say anything extraordinary. You just need to be there, fully, genuinely. No scrolling, no half listening, no glancing at the door, just attention. When someone knows they have your full attention, walls come down, energy shifts, trust builds. You're not just hearing her words, you're making her feel seen. And that changes everything. So next time you sit across from someone, let the phone rest, let the moment breathe, and just be there. It may sound simple, but presence is unforgettable. Number 15. Don't try to fix her feelings. Here's something most men were never taught. She doesn't always want a solution. She doesn't always need advice. She doesn't want logic overlaid on emotion. She just wants to be heard. So often, we jump in. We try to fix, to explain, to solve. But what she really needs is space to feel, to be allowed to sit in her emotion without being corrected or coached. You don't need to fix her pain. You need to witness it with calm, with compassion, presence. That's when she'll feel truly safe. That's when she'll start to trust. Because love isn't always an answer. Sometimes it's just a quiet seat next to her in the storm. Number 16, know your emotional triggers. Let's be real, we all have triggers, old wounds, unfinished stories, buttons that get pushed. But emotional strength isn't about not feeling things. It's about knowing what you're feeling and why. Because when you don't know your triggers, you project, you lash out, you bleed on people who never cut you. So when something hits you deep, pause. Ask yourself, why did that bother me? What old story is this touching? Is this about her, or is it about me? That kind of reflection, that kind of emotional responsibility, it's rare, it's masculine, it's magnetic. It's what separates a reactive boy from a grounded man. You can't control the world, but you can control your response. And that starts with knowing your own emotional landscape. The quiet power of self-aware men. This journey we've been on, these 16 traits, they aren't rules, they aren't lines. They're reflections of the man you become. When you choose calm over chaos, presence over performance, depth over distraction, and in that choice, you stop chasing attraction. You start embodying it. Let's recap the final 3. Stay present. Give your full attention. Don't fix her feelings. Just hold space. Know your triggers. Lead yourself emotionally. Number 17. Set standards, not expectations. There's a big difference between standards and expectations. Standards are the non-negotiables you hold for yourself. How you show up, what you allow, what you protect. Expectations are demands you place on others. What you think they owe you, how you think they should behave, where you expect them to fill your gaps. But here's the truth. You're not entitled to anything from anyone. Your power isn't in controlling others, it's in leading yourself. When you have clear standards, you stop chasing, you stop begging, you stop tolerating disrespect. You simply walk in alignment, and people feel that. They either rise to meet you or remove themselves. Either way, you win. Number 18, be supportive, not dependent. A healthy connection is like sunlight to a plant. It helps you grow. But it isn't your oxygen. You were never meant to be completed by someone. You're meant to be complemented. Too many men confuse closeness with dependence. And when you rely on someone else for your identity, your confidence, your emotional stability, you give away your power. But support is different. Support says, I'm here, I care, I've got you. Not, I need you to fix me. So be supportive, be present, be generous with your love. But don't become dependent on hers. Stand on your own, then offer that strength instead of seeking it. Number 19, show appreciation. Often appreciation is everything. We think attraction is about big moments, but real connection lives in the small ones. Did you notice her effort? Did you thank her for showing up? Did you tell her how much you value her presence, not just what she gives you? Gratitude changes everything. It turns an ordinary moment into something sacred. Say it, show it, mean it. Because when someone feels appreciated, they stop wondering if they're enough. They stop guarding their heart, and they start giving it freely. So make appreciation your habit, not as a strategy, but as a lifestyle. Number 20, lead yourself first. This is where it all comes together. Leadership doesn't begin with others. It begins with you. Before you try to lead in a relationship, before you ask someone to trust you, before you ask someone to love you, lead yourself. Get clear on your values. Show up for your body. Tell yourself the truth. Hold your own boundaries. Be the man you'd follow. When you do that, you become solid, rooted, unshakable, not perfect, not above growth, but accountable, disciplined, loving, clear. And from that place, you don't just attract someone, you build something real with them, because you've already built something real within yourself. Creating deep